Welcome to my channel. In this video I want to show you my Christmas present. You can see that it's a huge set of pencils. This year we decided with colleagues, with friends, with family that we won't be exchanging Christmas presents, and all available money we will send to support our army. But my family, they sensed that in December I was in quite low spirit, and they decided to cheer me up a little bit with new set of pencils. So they were quite generous, and I'm very happy that my family supports my hobby. And probably they decided that the biggest available set of pencils could be the best choice. And now I have this huge set of KALOUR pencils. I think that everyone knows that KALOURs, they are the same Chinese pencils as Color, Black Barrel, Bird Funner and many other brands. But luckily, I absolutely love my Color pencils. Among all my budget pencils, Arteza, Starjoy, Castle Art, Color is my favorite brand, so if these colors are similar to Colors, I will be crazy happy. Well, of course, for now I just managed to swatch them and I have only my first impression, but still, let's talk about advantages and disadvantages of this huge set. First of all, of course, package looks very impressive and very attractive. It's a very heavy, huge metal box, and the first advantage is that it was amazingly nicely packed. Of course, when it travels to Ukraine, it goes a long way, so it has to be protected. It was wrapped in very thick plastic, soft plastic box, and then in cardstock, so everything arrived in perfect condition, and I would say that it was packed much safer comparing to my more expensive boxes. Here we have a metal lid where we have palette of all 300 pencils, crazy amount, and inside we have those plastic trays. Again, quality is much better comparing to the flimsy plastic trays which I had in Arteza. They are quite comfortable to take them from box, and they are relatively thick. I don't know yet if I intend to keep them in this box, or maybe I will try to find some pencil box for them. First I need to decide in which order I want to sort them, because to navigate between 300 pencils it's a little bit challenging. So let me show you quickly all pencils on the trays, and actually I love how they are organized here. Quite nice color families, probably exactly how I would organize them myself. At least it's a good start. Here, the first one, the second, the third, four, fifth, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. Sorry, I think that number 10 is attached to the box, so that's maybe the most interesting selection on the tray number 10. Inside there was also this huge swatch card. I liked paper, it's smooth and thick cardstock on which it was printed, so I decided to use it. and honestly it took me a couple of days to finish swatching all pencils. Well, because of the good package, all pencils arrived undamaged and condition of them is quite good. They are already press sharpened, and I think that if I liked how they behaved with the manufacturing sharpening, they would behave even better when I sharpen them myself. I definitely prefer pencils where we have color along the whole body of the pencil, comparing to the pencils like colors. It's much easier to navigate, to search between pencils, especially when you have such a huge set. When you need a right color, it's easier to find if pencils have the whole cover. And from another good thing which I noticed when I did this swatching, I realized that there is actually quite a good match between color of the pencil core and color of this cover. Of course, it's 300 colors, so there are small differences, but as I said, mostly they match color on the cover and color on the core. We have brand, we have color name, color number, and also sign of light fastness. Honestly, I don't care about light fastness because my pictures, they stay inside of the books. But if I would be an artist, I wouldn't believe any of these Chinese budget pencils and their light fastness, so I won't be paying attention to those signs. But maybe it's true. Maybe someone could test it. Anyway, now let's talk about colors. Indeed, many of these Kalour pencils in color and even in numbers are quite similar to my KALOUR set. You know that I have 180 colors, and names of the pencils, they are matching here and here. Just in new set we have bigger amount of shades, but I am happy that now some of my favorite lovely colors which I use quite often in colors I can find also in Kalours. So if you have colors or other Kalour brands, you have to remember that smaller sets are included inside of this one. I would say that they put together their basic Kalour sets, and actually on the box they advertised all available Kalour pencils here. So they put together the basic colors. They are also added their neon fluorescent colors. They added huge selection of metal colors here, and of course they added some new sets. Here on the last trace we have some new colors. I think that Kalour also manufactured a separate set called Marandi colors, where you can find those more interesting muted and pastel colors. So if you have Marandi set, it's 36 probably or 24, I don't remember, but I saw it on Amazon. You also have to need to remember that there would be duplicates between this set and Marandi or Kalour metallic or macaron pencils. I think that for now it's the biggest selection they put into this box, all their available pencils. Well, on this swatch card they have all pencils from 001 to 300, but it's not exactly matching order on the trace. That's why I told myself that I have to think how I want to organize them. From this numeric order it's easier to find pencils, but when they are organized in color families it's easier to find color gradients from light to mid-tone to dark color. So it will require some time for me to decide how to reorganize them. For now, I will try to keep them on this trays because, as I said, even here you can find some nice color combos in the family of colors. Well, I did very easy swatching. I applied medium pressure and I managed to cover paper with just one layer of pencil, and I love them exactly like I love my colors. They are very highly pigmented, they have the same softness. They are obviously harder than Prismacolors, but softer than polychromases. They have much more pleasant impression comparing to my color softs, in my opinion. They have a waxy finish, just like Sucolor pencils, so maybe they would be for those who love very delicate, transparent layering, but for me, who prefer to color quickly and in a couple of layers to be able to get a nice, rich, intense colors and to cover paper without white bold spots, they are quite satisfactory. So I was very happy with my first swatching. The only feeling I have that somehow, I don't know why, but they feel a little bit thinner comparing to Sucolors. When I look at them, the difference isn't that tangible, but when I work with them, it looks like they are a little bit more thin. So if you have your hand problem, maybe to work with thicker pencils could be a little bit easier. Fortunately, I hope that I won't have such problems, but that was my first impression, that they are a little bit more thin and more light comparing to Sucolors. Maybe slightly lesser amount of pencil and maybe the size of the core is just 1 millimeter smaller. Well, color palette. I was very happy to find all my favorite colors from Sucolor. You know that in Sucolor I always say that I love their variety of blue colors, of green colors, especially their violet, lilac, purple colors. I would say that now I have much bigger selection of brown colors. There are many colors which I would call unique, which were unique in Sucolors, and now I also have them here. I love this grayish pink, a lot of nice light lilac and purple colors. They could serve as a nice substitution to the lavender and lilac discontinued from Prismacolors. Very nice selection of interesting gray colors like brownish gray, greenish gray, gray blue, colors which I always loved to use in KALOUR Set, so they also are available here. Well, here we also have those macaroons color pastel sets included. I still don't know why any of manufacturers apart from Prismacolors can't do very light blue colors like powder blue, cloud blue and sky blue light from Prismas. Still the only one blue, it's still a little bit more intense comparing to what I would love. All other pastel colors are okay. Very interesting rice yellow, dusky flesh, interesting yellow, green, gray colors. These colors definitely are new, grayish, muted colors, so I am very happy about this last page. Many interesting and helpful colors. Colors which I definitely don't intend to use and I don't know how to use them, it's those fluorescent colors. For me, they look cheap on the picture. Maybe one yellow I could use, but the rest of them, which look like highlighters, I don't think that I will be using them. Well, next we have this range of metal colors. I also don't use metal colors quite often on my colored pages. Here selection of colors is quite interesting, but what I noticed is that when I apply one layer of pencil, they look nice, but they don't cover paper as opaque and plain as I have with regular pencils. Here I applied one layer and I can't see any pencil strokes. Here when I apply one layer, it looked a little bit scratchy. So when I started to apply second layer to get more plain coverage, all colors instead of metal, they started to look more grayish, so definite layer of graphite started to be visible. There is no particular shining, so for me they are not metal colors. They are gray with additional color accent. I will think how I can use them. Maybe on the pictures with black background, maybe on top of markers. So they are good, but I will need additional planning how I can use these colors if I can't layer them a lot without dirtying basic color. Well, of course, many colors, they seem quite similar. There is small difference in hue and shade of color, but well, 300 pencils. I simply decided for myself that I don't care if some pencils look like duplicates. I simply now don't have to be very careful with my pencils. If I lost or dropped one pencil, I will be quite easily I will manage to find similar colors here. It's like you already purchased some duplicates. Similar colors we have between those bright greens, between mid-tone blues, but still many colors are quite unique. Again, I really want to say that I love purple, violet, magenta range of colors, especially these interesting grayish colors. Very nice selection of teal and green blue colors. Nice selection of olive shades of greens, starting from light to more intense greens, and quite nice natural greens, dark colors. So I definitely will be able to color my lovely leaves. Some of the color names are a little bit strange. I wouldn't say that this one for me is turquoise. Then look at this green-gray. It's ridiculous because it's absolutely like great lavender. This orange-gray definitely doesn't have any orange. Cream, it's much more like nectar or peach. Apart from this couple of examples, other names, they look more logical, so it also helps to navigate between this huge palette of colors. Quality of the pencil for me also is quite decent for their price. At least I didn't have any broken pencil or pencils with dented wood. Actually, I didn't have problems with my Sucolors also. I more frequently had problems with my Derwent Color Softs. And I am glad that they have those names printed, because already some of the numbers started to disappear. I am not very happy that they printed it in this shiny metal paint. First, it's a little bit difficult to look at the numbers if you color under electric light, and they started to rub off quite quickly. So I hope that at least name of the pencil will stay for a longer time. Surprisingly, on my Sucolor pencils, for now I don't have such problem. On the black barrel you can see a name quite clearly. And on my Arteza pencils I have similar problem with disappeared names and numbers. I hope that still I will save those names, because without them definitely it will be very difficult to navigate between pencils. For now, I used these pencils just for tiny coloring, this one, but test was tough because it's thin and not good paper in Tatiana Bogema books. I was quite pleased how they behave, but you need to remember when you color with all cheap Chinese pencils, you simply have to use slightly different technique comparing to the Prismacolors, for example. If with Prismacolors to do gradient from light to dark color you can do with just two pencils. Here I have Pale Sage and Prussian Green. Because of their softness, their creamy texture, you can blend and layer them and to do gradient just with two pencils. These pencils, they have more waxy texture, so simply to get gradient from a light to dark color, I add one as a mid-tone. The same gradient I would do with three pencils instead of two. Because of the huge color palette, it's quite easy to find in each color family, yellow, red, blue, green, to find very light colors, mid-tones and dark colors. Of course, I intend to test them on different papers. I think that I will use them in my Wildekorn. They have bright colors and nice thin tips, exactly what I need in a Wildekorn book for all those crazy designs and intricate patterns. And of course, if I change my first very positive opinion about these pencils, I will inform you. Well, I hope that this video was helpful. Thank you, and I will see you very soon. We will color something with these new Kalour pencils.